Good evening, I'm John Higgins. This is PNG Tonight. Coming up, we speak with PNG Power's John Yanis, who updates us on the real situation regarding PNG Power service and its future. There is more to the story of young Thomas Keller, whose life was tragically cut short recently. And we speak with Papua New Guinea's Chief Fire Officer Isaac Silas about major fire hazards over the festive season. PNG Power has been in the headlines constantly in 2015. Tonight we speak with the Acting Chief Executive Officer John Yanis, who updates us on what's happening now and what we can expect in the future. John Yanis, thank you for talking to us. John, it's Christmas. It's the festive season, in Port Moresby especially. Do you guarantee us power?
Yes, we will.
Okay. What about Sirunomo Dam, the questions, the concerns over water levels?
The water levels, as far as the company is concerned, it is right. And we got enough water that can last us for another 1 year.
Oh, true. So yeah. The water concerns are...
as long as we conserve, everything will be all right for us.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what about other centres, like the Highlands? I mean, there's certain other areas you have hydro schemes, like Western Eastern Britain.
Yeah, up in the islands, Yonki is actually affected as well. Our dams dropped as well.
Okay.
But Yonki Dam is bigger than the Sirunomo, so you have the bigger volume, so we are still managing that.
Okay. Yeah. And Eastern Western Britain, no problem?
Western Britain, no problem. Their water level is there. They are not experiencing the El Nino effect that we are going through, so their water is okay. Giselle, we are having problems at Warangoi. The water level had dropped.
Okay.
And we are actually using diesels right now as well.
So what's the advice to the people of Eastern Western Britain, even here in Port Moresby?
Yeah, the advice is that, especially to do with the power, I will not really talk about the water itself because we, as I mentioned, we got enough water. Mm-hmm. But for the power supply that we are supplying, whatever you don't need, please put it off.
Yes. Yeah.
It is advisable to do that so that the additional power that is there, we can use it to give it to somebody else.
Okay. Well, John, let me understand this. There is water, there is power supply. We do have a bit of rationing in Port Moresby. Why is that if we have the water and the backup?
Yeah, correct. That's a Eldorado issue. As far as PNG Power is concerned, we are generating in Port Moresby 14 megawatts. You have to understand that the water comes into the turbines and there is water going out. And that's the water that Eldorado takes from us to supply the town water supply.
Yes, yes.
So,
but I mean about power. We do have some rationing and blackouts and things like that.
Yeah, those are normal issues that we go through.
Okay.
Many people think that it's only the generation issues, but we do have the network issue as well. For you to get the supply from the power station to the consumer, you have to go through the network. And the network is also, we are facing problem on the network as well.
Okay.
So it's a mix of everything. It's not, every time something goes out, people think that it's a generation. No, it's not only generation.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's look at the overall PNG Power operations, and you are a business. How are you doing? Are you making money?
That's a very tough question. In an ideal situation, we should be. But as a business, we are struggling as well. During this El Nino period, we are really struggling because our generation from hydro is reduced. In Port Moresby, we generate about 15 megawatts from the hydro source, but now we did come down to 14 megawatts, which is a big reduction.
Okay.
So the gap in between is being subsidized by the diesels that we're using.
Okay.
So that's where the cost is.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, recently, Minister Ben Micah announced a 5 million kina operation to collect money from, engage the defense force, I think, to collect money from people who owe money. Have you recouped money?
Yeah, we did. At that time last year, we were actually in red. After the operation, we went into black. So that was very good for us at that time.
Okay.
And currently, we are keeping the black tab on. but not to the expected level that we want.
All right. I want to bring your attention to Mount Hagen in particular. Residents or consumers in Mount Hagen consume far more and were paying less. So were you able to get your message across, and have you recouped the money you owed?
No, that is the area that is on focus right now. We are talking with the provincial government and we are talking with stakeholders. We are now concentrating on Mount Hagen, and there are plans that we are trying to go in there by next year, getting other stakeholders to come and assist us to collect the debt.
Okay.
So that is going in a big way.
Yeah. There is another concern, John, with this, that even PNG Power workers may be helping with illegal connections. Your comment?
That is true.
That is wrong.
No, that is true.
That is true.
That is true.
Okay. And what are we doing about it?
I'd like to appeal to the workers, please not to get involved, because that's a criminal offense, and at the same time we can terminate you from employment as well. And also, public out there, if you see anybody that is getting involved who is employed by us, please let us know.
With illegal connections.
Let us know.
Yes. And obviously that could also be one of the reasons why you're not making the money you should.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. And also, how much voltage or power that goes into waste with this kind of thing?
It's what we call the loss. There are two types of losses that we have in the system. One is technical loss and one is non-technical loss. Non-technical loss is to do with the theft of the power, and that's where it is. And the total losses that we have on the system currently is about 22%.
Okay.
And ideally we should be about anything between 6 and 8%.
John, you've been with PNG Power and Elcom at the time for 33 years. You're an engineer, you are an acting CEO for maybe just 2 or 3 months now. And you've had a bit of politics in the organization, if you will. How is that? Is that affecting the operations?
Not really. The business is as usual. Like any other company, when you are put in there, make sure that the company is going as normal, and making sure that taking stock of the people in there and making sure that the finances are in place. And
away you go.
Yeah, away you go.
So for you, it's business as usual.
It's as usual. There's no threat, no nothing. Yeah.
Thank you, John, for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We look forward to hearing more from PNG Power in 2016. Back with more after this.